Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. And welcome back to everyone for our Seven Realities meditation for the second round of it with Baba's love and grace. And it was for almost 58 weeks that we had it in the last year during the COVID times. And it held us together every Saturday as we chanted beloved Baba's name and meditated on his name, on his image, and then read discourses and meditation for a new humanity. For this round, we'll be doing the Baba chant, followed by the seven realities meditation and the seven realities breathing meditation, which we'll keep altering every Thursday. And thereafter, we shall be reading the book, The Mastery of Consciousness, which is from the words of beloved Baba and edited by Allan by Cohen. It is a beautiful book. It is out of publication now and therefore a very, very rare treasure. And I am grateful to Baba for having this treasure to read and share with everyone. And it is considered as one of the most beautiful practical guides to spirituality through Baba's words and mysticism, as it says as well. So we will first, today, since it's the first round, there is no discussion, but usually what we do is we discuss anything from the seven realities. So after the meditation, before reading the chapter, we will also have a short discussion on one reality. So for the entire month, whatever 3 Thursdays or 4 Thursdays, we will discuss one reality with any insights that each one of us, what it means to us, how we can bring it about in our lives, and so on. Now, the seven realities came about while reading discourses, and there was not much that I had, heard people talking about with seven realities. And I always used to wonder why I don't hear much about it. And it always ticked me that right on the first page of discourses is the seven realities. And if a Baba had to put it on the first page, God knows how important that would be, kind of a thing. And this thought always kept on crossing. And thereby, after reading discourses, one realized almost, and that is my personal feeling, that I felt that discourses was almost an expanded version of the seven realities. And there are passages to like large chunks and sections which actually can come under each of those realities. And with Baba's love and grace was born this meditation of how we can bring Baba's words alive in our practical lives and connected it to our energy centers, which is our chakras, and how we can further imprint and embed these words to contemplate on these words so that they come alive in our daily life and not just remain in the books. So that is what Seven Realities meditation is all about. We will first begin with chanting. So I will share the screen with some music. We will do a short prayer with Baba's name in our hearts and then followed by chanting beloved Baba's name for 28 times. And then straight away I will begin the meditation video thereafter. Jai Meher Baba. I'll just mute everyone as well. Is the sound clear? Relax our bodies and try to center ourselves by breathing beloved Baba's name as given by Baba during his living times. We will breathe in Ba and breathe out Ba a few times with deep breaths. You may focus on the image Baba on screen or imagine any other favorite image of Baba that you love and bring it to your mind's eye in to your heart and see that image in the center of your chest area. Relax right from your head to your toes. And allow only and only Baba's thoughts, Baba's image, Baba's love to fill you up. Take a few deep breaths. Breathe in, Ba. Exhale, Ba. Inhale, Ba. Exhale, Ba. Inhale, Ba. Exhale, Ba. Inhaling and exhaling with beloved Baba's name for a few times at your own pace. And as you relax in beloved Baba's love, pray to Baba for helping us to have His love, strength, and courage to live this life as per His will, and to hold on to beloved Baba's dhan till the very end. We will say the name of beloved Baba 28 times. You may repeat loudly enough for you to hear or in your mind. Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba. Meher Baba. Meher Baba. Meher Baba. Meher Baba. Meher Baba. Take 3 deep breaths again with beloved Baba's name. Inhale, Baba. Inhale, Baba. Exhale, Baba. Inhale, Baba. Exhale, Baba. Remain in your inner silence with Baba as the 7 realities meditation. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Namaste everyone. This is Roshni Shanaz. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Light meditation based on the 7 realities given by beloved Avatar Meher Baba. Meher Baba gives no importance to creed, dogma, caste systems, and the performance of religious ceremonies and rites, but to the understanding of the following 7 realities: real existence, real love, real sacrifice, real renunciation, real knowledge, real control, real surrender. This meditation is gifted through the love of beloved Baba and is endeavored to help us in our spiritual growth by contemplating and meditating on each of the 7 realities, their corresponding connection to the 7 energy centers within us surfaced when this meditation was gifted to me. Now, we shall get ready to begin this journey to ingrain the 7 realities into our mind, body, and spirit, and be able to live them in our lives through our intentions, thoughts, words, and actions. Sit in a comfortable position and keep your palms facing the ceiling. You shall slowly start relaxing your entire body. Relax your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your back, your stomach, your legs, your feet, your toes, and every other part, muscle and cell of your mind, body and spirit. Allow it to be completely relaxed and feel comforted in the love of God. As you get relaxed, take a few deep, long breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As you breathe in and out deeply, you shall further relax into the place where you are seated. Feel the calmness in your breath and through your body. Through the meditation, we shall move from one reality to the other, while I leave you in your inner silence to contemplate upon each of them until we move to the next one. Feel the words as we go by, allowing their energy to spread in your entire being. The first reality. The only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. Now contemplate on this reality in your inner silence. Take a deep breath and repeat the first reality in your mind after me. The only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. Feel the words permeating your entire consciousness. We now move to the second reality. The only real love is the love for this infinity, God, which arouses an intense longing to see, know, and become one with its truth, God. Feel the words as you contemplate upon this second reality in your inner silence. Take a deep breath and repeat the second reality in your mind after me. The only real love is the love for this infinity, God, which arouses an intense longing to see, know, and become one with its truth, God. Feel these words permeating your entire being as we move to the third reality. The third reality. The only real sacrifice is that in which, in pursuance of this love, all things, body, mind, position, welfare, and even life itself are sacrificed. Contemplate on these words in your inner silence. Take a deep breath and repeat the third reality in your mind after me. The only real sacrifice is that in which, in pursuance of this love, all things, body, mind, position, welfare, and even life itself are sacrificed. Feel these words, its entire energy spreading into your inner world. We now move to the fourth reality. The only real renunciation is that which abandons, even in the midst of worldly duties, all selfish thoughts and desires. I leave you in your inner silence, allowing these words to soak deeper within you. Take another deep breath and repeat the fourth reality in your mind after me. The only real renunciation is that which abandons, even in the midst of worldly duties, all selfish thoughts and desires. Feel these words permeate and gaining deeper strength in your inner world. We move to the fifth reality. The only real knowledge is the knowledge that God is the inner dweller in good people and so-called bad, in saint and so-called sinner. This knowledge requires you to help all equally as circumstances demand, without expectation of reward, and when compelled to take part in a dispute, to act without the slightest trace of enmity or hatred, to try to make others happy with brotherly or sisterly feeling for each one, to harm no one in thought, word, or deed, not even those who harm you. I leave you in your inner silence, allowing these words to gain strength within you. Now take a deep breath and repeat the fifth reality in your mind after me. The only real knowledge is the knowledge that God is the inner dweller in good people and so-called bad, in saint and so-called sinner. This knowledge requires you to help all equally as circumstances demand, without expectation of reward, and when compelled to take part in a dispute, to act without the slightest trace of enmity or hatred, to try to make others happy with brotherly or sisterly feeling for each one, to harm no one in thought, word, or deed, not even those who harm you. Feel these words permeating your entire being into your innermost realms. We now move to the sixth reality. The only real control is the discipline of the senses to abstain from indulgence in low desires, which alone ensures absolute purity of character. I leave you in your inner silence to contemplate on these words. Now take a deep breath and repeat the sixth reality in your mind after me. The only real control is the discipline of the senses to abstain from indulgence in low desires, which alone ensures absolute purity of character. Feel the energy of these words in your entire system as we move to the seventh reality. The only real surrender is that in which the poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual, amidst every kind of hardship, is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God. Feel these words in your innermost core as I leave you in your silence. And now take a deep breath and repeat the seventh reality in your mind after me. The only real surrender is that in which the poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual, amidst every kind of hardship, is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God. Feel these words permeating in every cell, every DNA, every drop of blood, as its energy flows through your entire system, reaching every nook and corner of your innermost being. And as you allow the energy of these words to permeate deeper and deeper, we shall imprint them now into our 7 energy centers called the Chakras. Take a deep breath and shift your focus and intent to the base of your spinal area, to your root chakra, the energy center of all survival and existence. And as you take your mind's eye to the root chakra, you shall now imprint the first reality, real existence, into this energy center. Imprint real existence into your root chakra. Take a deep breath and slowly shift your focus to 4 fingers below the navel area, to your sacral chakra, the energy center for all issues connected to intimacy, relationships, desires, and fulfillment. Now you shall imprint the second reality, real love, into this energy center. Imprint real love in your sacral chakra. Take a deep breath and now shift your focus to the point just below your rib cage, in the center of your upper abdominal area, and intend the solar plexus chakra, the energy center of all inner power, inner strength, ego, and determination. And now you shall imprint the third reality, real sacrifice, into this energy center. Imprint real sacrifice into your solar plexus chakra. With another deep breath, take your mind's eye or focus to the central point of your chest area, to your heart chakra, the energy center of love, human desires, emotions, and feelings. Now here You shall imprint the fourth reality, real renunciation. Imprint real renunciation into your heart chakra. Take another deep breath and move your focus to the center of your lower throat area, to the throat chakra, the energy center of your creative expression, of what you project and speak out into the world. The center of expressing your true self and speaking your inner truth from the divine knowledge of your inner being. You shall now imprint the fifth reality, real knowledge, into this energy center. Imprint the reality, real knowledge into your throat chakra. Relax and take another deep breath. Shifting your focus now to the central point of your forehead area, just above the eyebrows, to your third eye chakra, the energy center of willpower, control, discipline of all senses, focus, clarity, and illumination on the path ahead. You shall now imprint the sixth reality, real control, into this center. Imprint real control into your third eye chakra. By now you shall be feeling the power of all these words taking a stronger hold within you. As you take another deep breath and shift your mind's eye and focus to the central point on the top of your head area, to the crown chakra, the energy center of your connection to the universe, to the cosmos, and to that one supreme power, God. You shall now imprint the seventh reality, real surrender, into this energy center. Imprint real surrender into your crown chakra. Beautiful. And as you feel the power of these words, you shall now take 3 deep cleansing breaths to seal these 7 realities into your entire energy system. We shall breathe in and breathe out with the word Baba, as given by Avatar Meher Baba himself. When you breathe in, say Ba in your mind. When you breathe out, say Ba again in your mind. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As you allow all the 7 realities to be sealed in your energy system. Real existence, real love, real sacrifice, real renunciation, real knowledge, real control, real surrender. All these realities are now being permanently ingrained within you with Baba's love. You shall now remain in a few more moments of silence as you allow this energetic sealing to take place, while you connect to that God within you. Beautiful. As we close this divine meditation, we thank beloved Baba for his presence and seek his help for us to live these 7 realities in our daily lives. We thank the love of beloved God for facilitating this entire process. May his love, mercy, and compassion be unto all of us. Feel the gratitude in your heart center while you thank and bless the entire universe and everyone and everything in your life. Thank you, Baba, for everything. And now, at the count of 10, you shall slowly come back to the space where you are seated. Follow the instructions. Do not open your eyes. 10, 9, 8. Wriggle your toes a little bit. Move your feet and ankle. Stretch your leg if you want. 7, 6, 5. Move your torso. Move your arms, your wrists, your fingers. 4, 3, 2. Circle your neck. And 1. Slowly rub your palms and place them onto your eyes. Rub them well and place them onto your eyes. Feel the love and warmth moving from your palms into your eyes, into your entire body, mind, and spirit. Slowly, gently, without jerking, open your eyes. Welcome back. In his love always, this is Roshni Shanaz, and I thank you for participating in this meditation. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. You can remain silent for a few more moments if you wish. We shall begin reading from the book The Mastery of Consciousness, from the words of Meher Baba, edited by Allan Cohen. The Mastery of Consciousness. I feel very passionately about this book. I feel it is for young, screwed up people, and some not so young or screwed up seekers. I feel the book does everything it set out to do. It helps clear up what to do about the spiritual path as set out by Baba. It has been needed a long time and is finally here. Quote by Pete Townshend, composer, musician, The Who. This is a beautiful photograph of Baba, picture by Rano Gailey. One of my favorites also, Baba holding the little lamb. The Mastery of Consciousness, an introduction and guide to practical mysticism and methods of spiritual development, as given by Meher Baba, compiled and edited by Allan Cohen. A passage from Discourses. There is nothing irrational in true mysticism when it is, as it should be, a vision of reality. It is a form of perception which is absolutely unclouded. It is so practical that it can be lived every moment of life and expressed in everyday duties. And its connection with experience is so deep that, in one sense, it is the final understanding of all experience. Meher Baba. We begin with the preface. The idea for this book germinated in 1966, a few months before I received a Harvard PhD in clinical psychology. As a graduate student, my extracurricular activities included 3 years of experimentation with mind altering drugs. These were in the early days of the psychedelic movement when adventurers of inner space were trying to explore the chemical frontiers of consciousness. In August 1964, I became interested in Meher Baba through some of his followers. I was especially impressed by the exquisite profundity of his writings on the nature of consciousness. In October of that year, I received a letter written by Meher Baba's direction that overthrew my pet notions about the spiritual promise of LSD and similar drugs. As months passed, I realized the accuracy of Baba's diagnosis of the illusory and temporary quality of the chemical experience. As my divine itch pushed me further away from drugs, I dabbled in several kinds of esoteric writings and disciplines. I never seriously doubted that Meher Baba was one of the great spiritual masters of our time, even the master among masters. The more I learned about Baba, the more I saw his wisdom as breathtakingly complete and his personal life as an example of flawless existence and love. And I also felt that I was a rank beginner on the spiritual path and did not deserve to become a disciple of Meher Baba until I was more spiritually advanced. Further, I did not exactly understand how Baba's path was practical for seekers who were not with him in India. I failed to realize that anyone can approach Baba inwardly and that he offers a practical and viable method for any stage of spiritual development, even for rank beginners. This realization finally hit home during the Christmas holidays of 1965 when I visited San Francisco and spoke to Mrs. Ivy O. Deuce and Mr. Don Stevens, longtime followers of Meher Baba. Soon after heading back to Boston, I decided to give Baba's method my full energies. With a more single minded focus on Baba, a few months later, I visited the Meher Spiritual Center in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. One April day, I was talking to Miss Kitty Davy, a wonderfully experienced and dedicated disciple of Baba's. I told her of an idea for a book intended especially for practical minded spiritual seekers. It seemed to me that a volume was needed that zeroed in on Baba's method on questions such as what does Baba actually say to do? Specifically, what techniques does one employ to follow Baba's path? Miss Devi encouraged me to write up the idea and send it along to Adi K. Irani, Meher Baba's disciple secretary. With surprise and much delight, I received a cable from India on April 25th, 1966. Your letter, April 19, to Adi, made me happy. I approve your writing the book. My love to you, Meher Baba. A letter came from Adi Irani the same week. He verified the cable, adding, Beloved Baba wishes me to write to you that he was glad to hear of your plan to write a book about and on him as an answer to the comments of persons introduced to him for the first time, and on general heads as outlined in your letter. The same envelope contained instructions from Baba that I and others should direct our attention to combating the growing abuse of drugs through articles and talks. Baba especially wanted drug users to realize the spiritual alternatives to drugs. Because an instruction from a master takes precedence over one's own request approved, this book took second priority. I did the basic research at the Meher Center during the summer of 1966. And soon after, I was compelled to take a full time job at the University of California in Berkeley. The book was completed in snatches of free time from 1966 to 1976. Knowing other instances of Meher Baba's kindnesses, I have often thought that Baba's encouragement to write it had less to do with the need for such a book than with my need to focus on his words. I never met Meher Baba in the ordinary sense. In 1967, he dictated a letter requesting me not to come to India until he called. After he died or dropped his body in January 1969, I was unexpectedly, suddenly, and mysteriously drawn to India and saw Baba's body before the burial on February 7th. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. So now we could keep it open to discuss any of the seven realities, any of your insights about it, or how or what you would do to bring any of the realities into practical life, or anything from what we just read. If you know about this book, if you've already read, would love to just open it as a discussion in the house.
I wanted to share something, Dashini. These are Baba's words. I want every lover of mine to repeat my name with every breath. The repetition should be continuous and such that even in sound sleep, it should continue like you're breathing. Then there is some possibility of experiencing a glimpse of me. I love that.
How true. Jai Baba. Thank you so much, Rosalie. Rosalie, Marsh, Ralph, Richard. Richard, good to see you back.
And to see you and looking well.
Yes, thank you. Baba's love. So, anybody would like to share anything? Has anybody from the old timers read the book Mastery of Consciousness? Would you like to share anything? Have you met Allan? Rosalie, I'm sure you would have.
Yes, I've met him several times. I think, it was very important about the drug thing because, people were taking drugs to expand their consciousness. And Baba had Allan and Rick Chapman and Robert Dreyfus specifically reach out about not taking drugs. And it was very important. And I think of that now because in the United States, they're like allowing marijuana, well, first it was for medical, and now a lot of them want to allow it. And I just think, oh man, not a good move. And I hope it doesn't go over, but it's like it's better to, like Baba says, to hope for the best and to fear the worst. Infinitely better. But I don't think it would be infinitely helpful if we go that route. It's like, yeah. And I did meet him, and it was certainly an important book at that time. And I will say this because a Baba lover who met Baba, Tom Riley, he had been taking hashish, and word got over to India. Anyway, Baba asked him about it. And then Baba said, "You're not still smoking, are you? Hashish." And Tom says, "No, Baba, no." He says, "Because if you continue, even I can't help you." So that says it all for me as far as, going that route. It's like, and, Allan Cohen was very involved with this focus on drugs and how harmful. I forget the name of the group, but it was very necessary because a lot of people were indulging in, and with good intention, like I know anything I ever took was thinking to expand my consciousness, but I'm glad I cut off quick. Baba cut it off quick, and I'm grateful for that, and anyway, I'm cautious of what's happening now, and I think that constant repetition of Baba's name is the only thing I could do to any sort of balance with that direction. I mean, it's like, nah. Anyway, that's news from the United States. And also, Baba said, the West was too materialistic. And he says he would divert it into spiritual and creative energy or channels. Then he spills his blood here. He allows Mara to spill her blood, which was, he never wanted anyone even to disagree with Mara. So, we're in for changes here. I certainly know it, but I mean, the whole world is like, Baba says, when I come, I stir. And it's like, now it's undeniably total confusion and chaos, which Baba said it had to come, it had to be. And I was just reading this morning in Baba's mystical language about that, is speaking of suffering, how important suffering is, and that people have to get to the point of suffering that they call out for God, and, I guess it's not quite yet, but, but it certainly, for me, it's Jaap time. I can't Jaap
Jai
enough.
Baba.
Right.
True.
Jai
Thank you
Baba.
so much. Thank you so much, Rosalie. Jai Baba. Ralph, Richard, anything that you would like to share?
Only that I've never read the book, and I'm really interested in hearing more about it, and hopefully, just expanding my own particular knowledge or on the sort of consciousness and generally where it's taking us, if it gives us any idea of that. So,
I'll,
What about Ralph?
I'll read the back cover of the book. So it will, because it gives us a little, peek on what's in store. The mastery of consciousness concentrates on the what and how of spiritual development, according to Avatar Meher Baba. It is not a scholarly summary nor a comparative study, but a practical guide. From this book, it is possible not only to understand Meher Baba's approach to the mastery of consciousness, but to practice it. Allan Cohen has a PhD in clinical psychology from the Harvard University and is both a practicing psychologist and professor of general studies at John F. Kennedy University in California. A former student of Timothy Leary who gave up drugs for Meher Baba, he is also National Director of Drug Abuse Prevention Projects in the United States. The book contains some blazingly controversial material, but Allan Cohen's balanced approach makes it a remarkably clear and readable introduction to the spiritual path of Meher Baba. He writes, Meher Baba's way is not the only way, but many will recognize it as a way which resonates with the experience of numberless souls who consciously trek the inner journey. Jai Meher Baba.
yeah, Baba, yeah.
What about, are we going to hear from Ralph?
Hi, Ralph, and that's a very sweet picture of Baba.
Enjoy that. I think that picture is, you're looking at the page toward the end of the book. Val wrote on the new line. And Baba's sitting there. I think that's right outside from where the blue bus. Is that the blue bus behind Baba?
Yeah.
And Baba was in the 40-day seclusion. And they had moved the cabin that Padre built on the hill down to, that porch at Marizad next to, I think it became Erich's room or Pendu's room, where was that cabin. I think they elaborated on it a little bit for make it more livable space, but I'm not sure. I don't really know for sure. But Baba had come out for a few moments from being in there in his seclusion work, and was that instance of that photograph being taken. And the text and the story that is around that picture at the same time is really marvelous and rather auspicious occasion, which, I mean, better people read it for themselves. I don't want to try to tell it and get it all screwed up. I've never read Mastery in Consciousness, but Allan, Cohen, and Rick Chapman were my introduction to Baba's name and awareness of Meher Baba in probably about 67, I would say, maybe 68. And they were on a TV show, and I was watching that TV show. Yeah. And it was
what
an
TV show?
What TV show? Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
'cause
that Joe
I might
Pine
have seen.
show. Joe Pine was
Oh yeah,
really hard on people. But I mean,
he was mean.
being that Allan and Rick were both highly educated and accomplished and clean looking, you know, he gave them a lot. He gave them due respect. He gave them a lot of respect. And Joe was a retired Marine and a little bit PTSD type personality. Was out there. And he also had Phyllis Frederick for a guest. Really got Phyllis very upset and tried and sort of humiliated, didn't give her a fighting chance to get her 2 cents worth.
I want to give my 2 cents about
that, and I thought, God, that was mean. He shouldn't treat a woman like that, any person like that.
Well, I wanted to put my 2 cents in about Phyllis. He was very mean. He took the God speaks, and he says, could this possibly be God in human form? And he stuck it into the camera. And he died pretty shortly after, you know, and the joke of it was they didn't have someone to replace him, so they kept showing that. So God's face, you know, was shown many times after that. And but so his meanness was, Baba used it, you know, because he was not nice. And Phyllis, she was actually on the shy side, but for Baba, she would speak, you know, and he was not nice. Yeah. I didn't see the show, but I've seen Joe Pine. He was like very PTSD, you know. Yeah. She escaped alive, we'll put it that way.
And this book just kind of arrived a few months back, and considering the fact that it is not published anymore, I was so grateful to Baba, because throughout whatever little that I have keep reading of Baba's books, it has always been of what can be done to practice Baba's words, and what out of Baba's words can be put into action in our daily life, because otherwise it will just remain a read. And reading, you can just do anything. Today, the influx of reading through the net, through the books, through this and through that, it's so much. But unless it is, for me, that unless I can implement even 0.0% of something of Baba, then, there is, for me, my soul has been, worthy of coming into Baba's love. Otherwise, for me it is I don't want to just Jai Baba, but not act upon something in life. And so when this part of it, that it is a very practical guide of what Baba would tell spiritual seekers, it kind of stood out for me. And yes, besides so many misconceptions that are kind of done away with through this book as well, of perceptions, of misconceptions that we create in our minds for the solace of our own agendas. And how Baba's words lovingly just dissipates all of them and gives us a fresh new dispensation of thought, of seeing the world with new glasses.
Have you got an example of that at all, Roshani?
Sorry?
Have you got an example of that at all?
Of
Of how he sort of changes our misconception?
So simply with the drugs thing, that even today so many youngsters, and the spiritual supermarket that is kind of mushroomed all over the world, still has this misconception of using different kinds of drugs, and then you see the visions, and then God comes, and it is still very, very huge, with the young generation. And everybody, it has been earlier, but more so ever today, this entire concept of instant gratification. Earlier, say for example, there was this practice which Sharyarji had done in his times called Chilla Nashini, where they created that circle and for 40 days fasted and sat in that circle to pray God's name or so. So in those times, where in Hindi you call tapas or tapasya, where you pursue God through penance and in different ways. And then you could get a glimpse or something would happen. Today, in this Avtaric Advent, as Baba has said, that it would be available, this push, this surge would make spirituality available for every, human existing on this planet. And that is what Baba is doing. And with people who still are to come into Baba's web of love, are, I feel, firefighting with all these misconceptions on the outside of things that can instantly open this and instantly do this and instantly get God and instantly get God realized. So a whole lot of these things are still there. And I see that with couple of our Baba lovers who I converse with also, of things that you otherwise read from somewhere. And I feel that this book is, as it says, it's controversial in the sense that it will kind of be difficult for somebody who is so stuck with what is otherwise read by them to kind of gulp down of what Baba really says. It's like when the truth is broken to you, and it takes great time to accept it and kind of resonate with it or gulp it down in life and say, oh, is that so? But all my life I thought it was this. So
Yeah. Well, thanks for that.
yeah, and just yeah. And I feel like Baba really helps us, with this one of Baba's quotes, where that if you consider me as the highest of the high, then you don't need to ask me anything because I know everything.
Yeah.
And if you don't consider me anything, then also no need to ask because it's not worth it. I can't do anything for you. So it is like, heads is mine, tails is mine kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it is just to, I feel, with that, again, with words to effect where Baba says, do your best and leave the rest.
Yeah.
So it is like seeing what can be put into practice in our small ways, where only Baba's help will also allow us to do that.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
suppose I've found out through experience in my own life over time that anything worthwhile takes time to unfold. There's nothing nothing instant, really. Unless
Absolutely.
it's like mashed potatoes or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember, like, while I was doing my book in 2011, 2012, and writing it, there was this very sweet thing came that there is no instant coffee and instant noodles in divinity.
Yeah,
There is only consistent, persistent, diligent, patient work on ourselves with God's love, with His love and mercy, that we can just keep trotting one step ahead each time.
yeah. Well, I suppose when we think logically about it, it's taken us, what, 8 million lives to get to this particular point of understanding. So it's not going to take, or not going to disappear overnight, all those
True,
experiences. So
true, true. And the
unless
very
unless
fact, yes,
I was
please
going to
complete.
say, unless Baba like snaps his fingers and we get that, that jewel of compassion from him, it would be wonderful. But there we are.
Too,
But
Richard.
I feel,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
Ralph, sorry.
I think Baba has snapped his fingers for us when he says, "You have my name."
Yeah.
And if you keep my name with you, and just if you say, whatever work you can do, sometimes he'd say, try to have my name always in the back of your mind, or say my name inwardly. Don't let it ever leave you. Have it going all the time. Don't let a single breath, a single
I,
second pass without my name. And then at times, if you just say my name once a day with wholeheartedly, or think of me even for just the blink of half a blink of an eye once during the day, that's adequate.
to that
Right.
effect,
Was
there's
to
this beautiful quote that write up of Baba of how to retain constant contact with Baba. Narayana Rao asked, how can we retain contact with the avatar constantly? In response, Baba clarified, he means that now that Baba is physically among us, we feel the contact. But when Baba physically leaves us, this contact gradually cools down. How to retain it constantly, I will explain. Do you feel constantly hungry? When you are hungry, you take food and then you forget about it. When you work hard, you get hungry. And so, work for me in such a way that you feel hungry for me. Sometimes thinking of me, sometimes working for me, sometimes talking about me, but not continually. If you go on eating continuously, you will get indigestion. Before going to sleep, say, Baba, I entrust all that I did to you, thoughts, spoken words, good and bad deeds. When you wake up, say, Baba, I now begin entrusting all to you. This much will be more than sufficient for me. Say it only twice a day for 5 minutes. Do that and make me responsible wholeheartedly for all that you think, speak, and do. But wholeheartedly. Then you are free. Nothing can bind you, but you must do it honestly. I am the ocean. I can accept both fragrant flowers and coconuts and also filth. So throw everything in the ocean with all your heart. This is a great thing and is to be done wholeheartedly. Otherwise, it goes in a pool of water, making it filthy because of your own dirt. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. And reading this, it came back with the thought that how simple could God make it for us? How more simple can He or could He make
Yeah,
it for us? And the
yeah,
very fact that He has, with all the mayhem and chaos going on in the world, the fact that we all are superly blessed to even be in Baba's fold of love is like lifetimes of brownie points that has brought us. And as I keep remembering this, that it is His love as he says, that has brought you to me. And we are in no capacity to, love him as he ought to be loved. But we can only try our best in daily life with his love to help us do that in whichever small, teeny weeny bit of way. So grateful to Baba. Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's a
Awesome.
nice way to finish.
Yes. So we could do some Meher Dhun if you all would like.
Ah,
I
yeah.
need to move. I need to have work to do.
Okay, yeah.
You,
We are finishing the session.
yes, Jaap.
Finishing
Thank
the
you so
session.
much. Wonderful.
Yes.
Baba, only Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll finish it with Meher Dhun. Meher Baba. 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 Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba. So I'll play the Meher Dhun followed by the Australian Arti to end our session. Okay, I'll just share the screen. Give me a second.
Meher Baba, 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 Meher Baba,
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
O glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright, transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart meher I give to you to speak. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Through compassion, the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling spokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me on to death. Unless you are infinitely kind, break the wheels of which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the day. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. We'll have 1 minute of silence. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. We can all unmute and say Avatar Meher Baba ki jai 3 times. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rosalie. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
Baba,
Have a good week.
for being with us.
Yeah,
And
I'll
Richard,
try and
that
get the-
picture behind you is one of my favorites of Baba.
Yeah, very wild.
And
See the big one up above?
oh, the King of Kings.
Yeah.
Now, Rosanny, I don't know if you could see this, but
Oh,
this was made by a Baba lover who married an American Indian chief. and he was a Baba lover, and he came to India, and he did they have a sacred pipe ceremony when Mani was there. Mani was still there, but she has put Baba's flag. See the
Colors, yes,
I mean,
yes.
it's so magnificent. It's like it looks like,
So beautiful.
yeah, it is
Yeah,
just
lovely.
amazing.
So
Yeah.
beautiful. So beautiful.
That reminds you, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just had our new Baba mugs.
Ah.
All right.
Ari, be happy with all the Baba.
I'm sorry I have to go. So bless you
Yes.
and thank you.
Bye bye. See you.
See you later.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Jai Baba, I have to go too.
Baba.
We have this prayer thing at 12:30 for Ukraine. Yeah, Joe DeSabatino. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of people praying, and then a lot of people need to pray. Yeah,
True. True.
Jaap, the Jaap. Yeah, Jai Baba,
True.
thank you.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you.
How do you say your name? Is it Roshani or Roshani? How do you